I tell you what, guys, it's hot on sliced bread out here. Seabiscuit saddle's what I've been saying here lately. Hotter than Seabiscuit saddle. It is a toasty, roasty day, guys. There's a million things to get done, but it's Sunday, and so I'm trying to just hold myself back for the Lord's Day. We got wild blackberries coming on, and I really, really, really need to pick some wild blackberries before they're gone. But we'll have to see how that happens. Guys, I'm trying to hide from the sun. It's not working. It's hot. Very hot, very humid, very muggy. They were given rain, and now there's not a cloud to be found in the sky, and they was giving us rain. But that's how it's been. It did rain. It started raining pretty heavy last night, and around 11, somewhere in there. And it rained throughout the night, and when we got up this morning, finally the ground was a little bit wet where it had rained into the morning. But guys, it's the grass is to the point where we've been in a drought. The grass is to the point like where you step on it, it crunches because it's just been so dry. And so it's been rough. This heat has been really really hot, but the humidity is just it. The humidity it takes your breath away. Like you're starving for oxygen when you walk outside because the humidity is just so high. But looks like there's butterflies flying around out there. Wanted to hop on here. I've had videos that to be edited, but I ain't been able to get a video out, and so I feel like when I don't get videos out, I'm dropping stuff. I feel like when I don't get videos out that I miss the opportunity to being able to talk to you all, and so I like to do a live. Sorry for all the moving. I like to do a live, that way I can get on here and chit chat with some of you all and see how everything's doing. I know my homesteaders and my gardeners are really busy, and I know that because I've been busy. We've been busy in the garden. We've had a lot going on, a lot coming on. We just picked last week, I don't know how many gallon of green beans. I broke them up and I got 10 quarts and I think 3 pints of green beans put up. And then we just recently picked I don't know how many, a couple gallon more than we picked last week. And so I'll probably be working on canning those this week. I asked you all, but I haven't come out with a video yet, if you all are interested in me doing a canning video on how we can green beans, how we put up green beans, or just anything like that. If you have any questions on how that we do that, let me know if you are interested in that. I know obviously some people don't know how to preserve or can. I know when we first started out, we didn't have a canner, didn't buy a canner, and so I always just I froze my stuff, froze it or dried it, and I love dried green beans. And those of you who have seen videos, we do leather bridges. There's big old bee flying all over the place up here. We do leather bridges and dry everything out, dry our beans out, and we cook them and use them in the wintertime. But we just harvested all of our onion and all of our garlic. We did tomatoes, peppers. We've got some summer squash coming up. That bee is acting suicidal. We did some, I don't know what it's doing. Some green beans, some garlic, some onion. We got some summer squash coming on. I'm going to let it get a little bit bigger. But like I said, we picked, I don't know how many gallon of of green beans today. A lot. Quite a few gallons. I'm going to say anywhere between 4 or 5 gallon of green beans today. And I'm sure next week we'll have more out there. That's one of the easier things to can is green beans. And so I usually try to get that done, especially since my mother-in-law is so busy. We usually, one of us, or I will usually can for her. That way that she doesn't have to, because she doesn't have the time for it. Let me see. There was people on, but now they're off. I must be really boring today. The sun is roasting me. But I wanted to see how everybody else's gardens were doing. If anybody's made any progress. Hello, how are you? If anybody's made any progress. If anybody's been started canning yet or preserving. I want to do some new things this year. I want to preserve some new things. Typically, the things that we preserve are like green beans and tomatoes and corn. And last year, my mother-in-law canned pepper relish and I can't remember what else. We did pickles, but I'm wanting something. I'm wanting to do something different. That like I don't know. We do salsa. Maybe I'm thinking about doing maybe some cowboy candy or some corn salsa or something like that. Just something different to mix things up in the wintertime. Something that we wanted to do last year but wasn't able to do was okra. I want to do some okra this year, and we did plant a lot of okra. So hopefully we'll get enough up that we can. Last year we did sweet pickles, the crunchiest sweet pickles you've ever tasted. They were so good. And here's the thing, I don't even like sweet pickles, but they were so crunchy. So we did those. I'd like to try and do dill pickles this year because that's my favorite, that's my husband's favorite, and that's my daughter's favorite. She will drink the juice out of the pickle jar. You got to watch her because she'll get in there and start drinking juice out of it. You got to get on to her and tell her to get out of it. But coming right into just the garden season, it seems like it goes so fast. It seems like it's here, and then you're rush, and then it's gone. And it seems like everything comes on at one time. Right now we've got corn that's tasseled out, and we're getting some cobs. We're getting little ears of corn. I looked today and I have a little watermelon coming up. So it's just everything's coming on, and I love it. I love it. This is my favorite time. I love gardening. I wish it was a lot less humid than what it is. It has been very hot. As you all can see right now, the sun is just, it's not going anywhere. There's no clouds or nothing. It's just flat sun out there. And you go outside and you just, you're cooking with everything else. But it's been nice having the garden back. It's been nice being outside. Of course, we spend majority of our time outside anyways. Anybody that follows us for any extended period of time, you know that we are outdoors people. We don't like being inside. And so I enjoy being outside, but I enjoy being outside and being in the garden. I love the process of working in the garden. And then not only just working in the garden, but, planting the seed, getting them going, getting them off to a good start, and then harvesting that, and then turning that into food, turning that into something that we can eat. I love it. I love the whole process. And so I'm glad that we're back to this. Glad we're back to this time. Hopefully, hopefully the garden does well this year. It looks like it's taken off. We've had a few hiccups, and I got a couple videos out that's going to be coming out here recently talking about it. But we've had some things happen in the garden that were unexpected, that might set us back some. And so hopefully we can persevere and push through those things, and the garden will produce well for us. And we will continue to be able to have enough food to preserve, and to try to be as sustainable as possible. Another thing that we like to preserve in the wintertime is apples. I always try to get a big box or 2 or 3 of apples and preserve them in jams, jellies, and syrups. And just preserves, just apple preserves. And another thing we like to get a hold of is blackberries. That's something that grows wild in our area that you can usually find just driving down the road. There's usually blackberries. And so I haven't got into any blackberry patches this year, but I know that they're out there, and I need to get out there before some of the bears or a deer get a hold of them, and we can't get them. And so I like to have those put up for the winter time as well. They make an amazing blackberry cobbler, and they're so good just heating up and maybe putting a little sugar or honey in there and just eating them. Oh, they're so good. Unfortunately, this year the strawberries were a bust. The variety that we thought we got was an everbearing variety, but we didn't get an everbearing variety. We got a variety that only lasted for 2 weeks. And so, although the strawberries looked beautiful and they were full, we didn't get as many as we would like, and we sure didn't get enough to be able to put up or preserve any, which kind of stinks. But it seems like one thing after another this year has just kind of set us back. Those of you that have been following along for a time know that we had planted from seed. We had seed started this year, something we had done in the past years, but decided not to do for probably the last 3 years. Hello, how are you? We decided not to do for the last couple years. When we planted seed last year, tried to get the plants started up and everything. We planted like 388 seeds or something like that, and very few of them come up, and the ones that came up, they died. And so we had an issue with either the seed or the soil, and so then, you know, we're coming down to it's garden season now, and we recently bought our tomato plants from a local greenhouse. We were, you know, they were labeled. We were told they were this or that, and then they turned out not being this or that. And so we have ended up with tomatoes that we don't even know what they are. And we know that they're not what we thought they were, what we thought we purchased, but we don't know what they are. A couple of them we don't. Now we do recognize some of them as something that's not really what we want. And of course, you know, we plant a garden to eat out of, we plant a garden to preserve out of, and if something is, you know, really not what you want or heavy producing, then it makes it a little bit more difficult for preserving and putting things up. So we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see how everything works out. That's one thing about it. If it's this late in the season, you just got to roll with it, and whatever happens, happens. And so we've had that happen quite a bit this year, which is unfortunate, but we're going to have to persevere and press through. Not with her out. Well, don't look like Minnie's on that's wanting to chit chat here, so I guess I'm going to hop off. I just wanted to hop on and see who wanted to talk, and I don't like listening to the sound of my voice too much, so I guess we'll hop off here. But I appreciate everybody that's come on, and I appreciate those that commented. And if you haven't subscribed already, then go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate it so much. We're a homesteading channel, if you don't know that. We preserve and and raise our own meat and vegetables, and so and our own produce. So if you are interested in that, then please subscribe and check out some of our playlists and our videos. We raise rabbits, chickens, goats in the past, horses, cows. Along with that, we raise and produce as much produce and vegetables as we can to try to sustain ourselves. But guys, I appreciate y'all watching, appreciate y'all hanging out, and hopefully we can see you on the next one. We'll see you later, guys. Bye.